Good afternoon, York. We are live again for Give Local York 2024. We have a full house in here. The noon hour is jam-packed with some of my favorite people, some of my favorite nonprofit organizations and nonprofiteers. Chris, can we get a woo? At least two, actually. As we are now at $1.9 million raised for York County nonprofits. Got the woo from Bob Pulo. We've crossed the 10,000 gift threshold, 10,120 gifts by 6,586 individual donors to 317. We gained 2 organizations in the last hour. 317 York County nonprofits. In this hour, we will cross the $2 million threshold for York County nonprofits.
All right.
And we have, let's see, we've got 8 hours, 56 minutes to go. This hour, we're going to talk to, Chris, you want to give the rundown on how exciting this hour is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first off, it's SPCA hour. So we'll have a very special guest here, along with Stephen Martinez. We've got Leadership York. That was just for you, Stephen. That's my boy. Okay, give me a break. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. United Way of York County, Mount Olivet Cemetery, Veterans of Foreign Wars. Grotto is here, and Typical Life Corporation. And I'm watching as Stephen Martinez just unfriended me on Facebook for saying that. So I'm just kidding. Philip, we've got a very special guest to kick off this hour. First, let's throw it back to you.
Yeah, I wanted to give another shout out. I forgot the baseball bat earlier when we were talking to Eric Menzer. We started the day. We are, of course, live from WellSpan Park, the home of the York Revolution. We've decided there's not a way for me to hold this bat where I don't look threatening, so I apologize, but go Revs. And thanks again, Eric, for letting us host this studio here. On the topic of sponsors, we're going to have a great conversation and see an awesome video from our pals at Wagman. Lisa and Mike are joining us in studio here with a bunch of nonprofit organizations right behind them. Lisa, Mike, how's it going so far?
Great.
It's Give Local Day. It's one of the best days of the year.
Absolutely.
Right? Wagman, as we discussed just before we came on air, Wagman has been a supporter of Give Local York since day one, now on to our 7th year. Lisa, when you were here last year, I got to see an awesome video of your employees getting pies thrown into their faces, and I think we're going to see that a little bit here in a second. Can you talk to us about Pie Day, its relation to Give Local York, and how excited your team is about Give Local?
Sure. Last year, Mike and I, along with another group of executives, volunteered our faces to take pies. This year, we had a new round of fresh faces at Wagman who volunteered their faces. And it was really great because it introduced whoever volunteers to have pies thrown at their face to choose the recipient nonprofit. So last year we had 5 nonprofits benefit. This year we had 6 new nonprofits. You mentioned Typical Life. Janelle is here. She is the husband. Oh, sorry. She is the wife. Her husband received some pies and she came to throw them herself because he wanted them to benefit Typical Life. So it was really awesome. We had several spouses come, several board members come, and obviously our employees stepped up. We raised over $2,000, and
awesome.
So we did it on March 14th, 3.14 pie, used as a theme to kick off Give Local, have some fun within the community with our employees, and we raised over $2,000 that day.
That's incredible. And Chris, we'll cue up the video and watch that here in just a second. But I think it's great. We had Rich from Giant on earlier, obviously Eric from the York Revolution. What is so cool about the Give Local York sponsors, you guys aren't just writing a check to Give Local. Your organizations embody Give Local throughout the year. And Pie Day is a perfect example of that. Chris, let's see that video. Let's see some pies getting thrown in Brian's face specifically. That's what I want to see.
Is it this one? Wait, nope. This one. This one.
first off, shout out to the Wagman marketing department because that is just an awesome,
It's the slow-mo that did it
awesome
for
video.
you.
That slow-mo is great. So just so we're clear, you guys were spared the pies in the face this year?
We had
This year, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
with
next
6
year,
additional volunteers.
next year we need to get some more fundraising and more pies in your faces.
A little secret. It doesn't just end up on your face, by the way. Either. So yeah, it goes everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, it's a great way to get your team engaged. While we're in this conversation, we might cross that $2 million threshold. Can you talk a little bit about why Give Local York is so important to your organization, to your employees, and then if you want to speak to the larger impact in the community, that would be awesome.
Sure, absolutely. Well, as a fourth-generation business based in York County, community is a priority and a core value of ours. So we believe strongly in giving back to the community where we live, work, and play. And of course, many of our current and past nonprofit clients are dependent upon funding from Give Local and other means to support their missions. So we believe strongly in supporting the great missions of these organizations. For our employees, they really like the fact that they can connect, instantly to these nonprofits on the day of Give Local. So they can track the results during the day.
Yep.
Their money, of course, can go farther with the company match, with the stretch pool, and other things. So there's a lot of excitement, a lot of jazz around them, contributing to a nonprofit and then tracking it throughout the day to see how much is actually going to a great organization.
Well, and something that we've heard from Rich and from Eric and even from some of the nonprofits is it's really part of the Wagman culture, it seems. So Lisa, why is that so important that the spirit of philanthropy, especially with Give Local, where everyone has the ability to give to these nonprofits, why is it so important that that's at the core of the culture at Wagman?
I mean, as Mike said, it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
We just want to continue to perpetuate that and how we live, work, and play and
Yep.
give back our time, talent, and treasure. And this is just a great way to connect to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks for your support of Give Local. Thanks for joining us here. I think Chris said he would volunteer to get a pie in the face
All right.
next year. So if
We'll count on it.
If we want to include a pie element next year, Chris said he was ready for that.
Well,
so.
and we do have a sponsorship, a Give Local sponsor at 3.314
$3.14.
per pie.
Yep.
So we want everyone to have a chance to get a slice of it. So watch out for another match during our pie sponsorship.
Love it.
I tell you what, as long as the pie doesn't come onto all this equipment that I fly with, because that would be the end of all of the Give Local York live streams if we got pie here. But I'm down for anything, guys. So thank you so much again for your continued support. It's great to see you year after year, and thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
for
Thanks so
everything.
much. We're going to
Thank
come
you.
back in just a second. We're going to be joined by Janet from VFW Post 7012.
All
Stay
right.
tuned.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we just crossed the $2 million threshold. Give Local York 2024. We are joined by Megan. Megan, they can't see you, but we have a room full of non-profiteers. There's a Stephen Martinez, a Wilda, a Brian Grimm, a JJ. We got Typical Life Corporation. Everybody's really excited. How's it going over there at the Yorktown Hotel?
We are doing great over here. I snuck in a little bit of a nap and my alarm went off and I didn't hear it, and Kate came over to wake me up, or one of them did. I don't even know. We're doing great. We just did
great.
a lunchtime palooza. We gave away a bunch of prizes, and I think you might actually have some winners there in your room. So they're going to need to check their profiles to see
All
the
right.
fun stuff we've been doing here.
Lunchtime.
They can't
Palooza.
hear me, but if you're in this room, I think there are some prize winners. So you might want to check your profiles to see if you're a prize winner. Megan, while I have you, I just had a great conversation with Lisa and Mike from Wagman earlier. I had a good conversation with Rich from Giant and, of course, Eric from the York Revolution. Can you talk a little bit about how important sponsors are for Give Local York? If there's a business owner in the audience right now that is on the fence about sponsoring, why should people get involved in this crazy thing, Give Local York?
Yeah, this is a true community give day. And I always kind of describe it like a three-legged stool, because we have the nonprofits doing their hard work. We have the donors, individuals who are giving, but the business community is such an important part of making this day happen. They're the ones who support the stretch pool. They're the ones who support these amazing prizes, all these extra opportunities for nonprofits to, get themselves out there and just be able to spread their message. So our sponsors are huge. We couldn't do it without them. And the folks that you mentioned, those that have been in there today, have been with us from the beginning. They have so much fun with it. We love Wagman. We love the pies. And I know Lisa mentioned that there's even a pie prize at 314 coming up later today too.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you got a nap. And we will talk again soon. Smashing records, 6,749 donors, 10,394 gifts. Crazy. All right, bye. Thank you. All right, we are back, and I am joined by Janet. This is our second New Freedom nonprofit of the day. Janet, how's it going today?
Oh, it's great. I'm just so sorry I'm not there with you guys. I mean, that looks like fun.
Yeah, it is so much fun. Next year, you got to be here in person, because we just have a great time here at WellSpan Park. So Janet, Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 7012, based in New Freedom. Tell us a little bit about the VFW, about the mission, about the work that you guys do in your community.
Oh, would love to. So many people don't realize all the great things that we do. Our foremost concern is, of course, to support our veterans and the active military. We also support the community in various ways. But I want to go back to how we support our veterans and the military. It's not just lip service. We teach it. We engage others in helping with this. Some of the things that we do for those veterans would be, and for the military, we send care packages to the deployed military. Sometimes there's veterans in the hospitals that need some toiletries, things like that. We also plan little parties and luncheons for these hospitalized veterans. Many of them have no family. They're there. They're going to, probably end their lives there. We send birthday cards, holiday cards, just anything that we can do to help them. The other thing is for our community, we support them in so many ways. Of course, our community supports us as well, but we give back an awful lot. Oh, I forgot to say, one of the big things that we do to honor our veterans is Reefs Across America. That is a huge project. It would not happen in our community if it was not for the Veterans of Foreign War. And I'm going to shorten that to VFW. We last year, and we've been doing Reefs Across America for probably 5 years. Last year, we sponsored, not with the community, 1,500 reefs. And they went all over your county as well as our community. We also put flags on graves for the veterans in May, and we organize a Memorial Day service, and the public is invited. These are all teaching moments, and we really do need to honor our veterans because they have sacrificed. We all say freedom is not free. Our veterans have lived that. They've lost colleagues. They themselves have suffered. Every veteran, whether you're a combat vet or not, has has sacrificed something. They have given up their life or their livelihood for 3 years or 4 years or however many years they were in the service. So we really need to honor that. But then back onto the community, what we do for the community is we donate out thousands of dollars a year. And we, not only that, we volunteer. Like last year, we volunteered 4,000 hours in a year. That is a lot of volunteering.
A lot of volunteering.
I mean, if you had to pay somebody to volunteer by the hour, let's just say it's $10 an hour. Imagine what that would cost. So we're very vital to this community. What we're trying to do right now, and it's going to make us stronger and better, is we're trying to get our new post built. We have been in the same building since 1946. It is not ADA compliant. It no longer works for us. We're a growing membership. We have a lot of elderly that come to, when we do events or we, they want to come into the post. It's very hard for them to come to the hall because it's upstairs. Yeah. And this new facility is just going to be very workable for us. It's going to be an asset to the community.
Well, that's great. Chris, do we have a video for
sure, go ahead. I did submit one.
I think we're gonna watch that video, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more. I am on your givelocalyork.org profile right now. You have lots of giving levels, which I love, and you've got a $50,000 goal for today. Chris, do we have that video?
Well, without the community, there is no VFW, and without the VFW, there is no community. You should donate because this place gives the ability for a combat vet struggling with PTSD a soft place to land and feel welcome.
We need you to donate because this building is not ADA compliant, and our new building will have just that.
This donation will mean that we're secure for the next 77 years. Thank you.
Well, that's a great video. Janet, thank you for your time today. If people want to learn more about the VFW, other than their Give Local page, where should they go to find out more about you?
VFW7012.org. I believe that is the website. But just Facebook, VFW7012.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time today, and best of luck with Give Local York. And next year, you got to come in person. We'll see you in here.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
You.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we are back, and we are joined.
I'm just going to pop out from under the table.
Unfortunately, Steven Martinez could not join us today.
I'm just going to stay down here.
Look how beautiful. This is it. We don't even need to talk. You can just go to givelocalyork.org, search for the SPCA, and just absolutely the best. All right, Steven.
Yes, hi, Philip,
How's
Chris.
it going, man?
Welcome back to York County.
Hey,
Give
thank
Local
you.
York.
Thanks for having us here.
2024.
Okay.
The York County SPCA.
Is it 2024 already?
It is.
Oh my
just about at 50% of your goal.
That's awesome.
$46,945 raised.
That's
today.
unbelievable. We
392 donors.
Unbelievable.
399 gifts. How does that feel?
It feels great. This is such a generous community. Like, those donations mean a lot to us, not just to ensure financial stability for our organization, but it's an expression that people see us, they value our mission, and they show up with money even. That's like next level commitment. So we really appreciate that. And have you met Lewis back here?
Just the
best.
best.
This is why we're here, right? So this is Lewis. Lewis is available for adoption. So everybody here, feel free to adopt Lewis. His adoption fee is waived. So he loves eating and treats and licking your face and smearing your glasses with slobber. He will sit on command. Megan is showing us here. By the way, this is Megan, Steven, and Allie from my team here. He's not going to be so great with cats, so a household without cats would be ideal, but he's highly energetic. He wants an energetic family. He wants, if you're going to have a dog in the home, make sure that that dog has lots of energy that can meet Lewis at his level. Yeah.
Well, so we're going to stay on the Lewis cam there.
Okay,
but
Lewis
Stephen,
cam.
can you talk to me a little bit? So I know.
Oh, get a room, you two.
For the York County SPCA, over 70% of your
Phil, did you
annual
see
operating
this?
income. I'm seeing every moment of it.
Sorry, I'm sure. Let's talk about fundraising stuff.
Over 70% of your annual operating income is from individual supporters.
Yes, that's right.
So
Individual donors.
how important is a day like Give Local York, where you are casting a wider net, exposing the organization and beautiful friends like Lewis to the SPCA?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 70% of our revenue, of our income, is individual donors. $5, $100. It all adds up and makes a big difference to save animal lives in York County. A day like this means everything. It's everything to us. We're a community resource center, and we don't exist without the love and support of our community. Yep. That's true for all the nonprofits that walk through this room, and that's absolutely true for the York County SPCA.
Awesome. So I know one of your big focuses for today is the Paw Tea.
You got it right
that
there.
is happening tonight from 4 to 8 p.m. at the SPCA. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so let's make sure we got to say it right. It's a paw tea.
Paw tea.
Paw tea, okay. And it's going to be all kinds of fun. People can show up. They can feed snacks to the animals. We're going to have cats do paintings for individual people. We're going to have face painting. We're going to have food trucks. There's going to be a pet parade at 6:30 p.m. That means we're going to put animals in costumes. They're going to walk past you, and they're going to make you feel good about yourself.
Is Lewis going to be there?
Lewis is going to be there. Like 9 or 10 other dogs are going to be in the parade. It's going to be a potty. You got to be there. It's going to be at the shelter tonight. It's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the parade starts at 6:30 p.m. tonight. And then
very important, so beginning at 4 p.m. when that Paw Tea kicks off, the board of directors are matching up to $5,000 any donations during that period?
Yes, we have a match. So don't let us leave money on the table. That is the punchline. So the board of directors have said that they will match up to, I think it's $5,000 that hour. So that means if you donate $5, the board will match that $5. Your donation doubles. We don't want to leave any of that $5,000 on the table. So during that 4 p.m. match, that's the time to support us. Any time is the right time to support us, but even at that 4 p.m. hour.
Awesome. And then, of course, you are a United Way partner, so part of the United Way of York County.
Yes, very much so.
And the York County Community Foundation stretch
And
pools.
I'm an alumni of Leadership York who's coming up too. So all the nonprofits, we love each other, we get along well. This is just a really great day for all the nonprofits to talk about our mission and to connect with each other.
I love it. And Stephen, we don't have the video here for our interview, but if they go to the Give Local York profile for the SPCA, a great video on the 2023
Thanks,
impact.
Phil. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah, we made an impact video. Absolutely go check it out. Lots of animals in the video, but you can also see what your dollars do, and they directly save animal lives. You can see that in the video.
Philip, before we sign off with Stephen, do you want to go over and say hi to Lewis? I know you do.
Yeah.
He wants to say hi.
Do.
Come on, guys. Let's let him outside. Let's get him. He wants you to say hi. Look at how you're sitting.
You take the mic off.
Who doesn't want to adopt him? So, how long has Lewis been in our shelter? Since February? Since February, I think he's been wanting. We don't want him to stay in our shelter anymore. Let's get him out of there. Look at how good you are. He's so soft. He's so soft.
Oh, yes.
I have a cat and a dog. You can't come home.
Our whole strategy for the last 6 weeks has been, how do we get Philip to get to hang out with the dog that's coming from the SPCA? This is always one of our...
we just want to play with dogs.
The team, I think Bob Pulo is commenting saying, we love Lewis here at the headquarters. This is always one of our favorite segments. And so, Stephen, we want to say a huge
Chris,
thank you for bringing the team down.
No, thanks for coming to York County and making this day happen.
Hey, you mentioned too, as we were getting ready, we're on a 2-year streak here of getting these doggos adopted.
That's right, 3 years. You
3
got
years.
Pepino, Hank, now we got to get Lewis out of the building.
Okay. Well, we're working on it. Thank you so much, Stephen. This has just been special, as it is every year. So we'll see you again next year.
Sounds like a plan. We'll be here.
And thank you, JJ, for the dog cam work. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Give Local York 2024. We'll get Philip plugged back in, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Welcome back to WellSpan Park.
Oh, boy.
Extra camera here. Yes, we love Lewis. That was so much fun. And now we have given Wilda the incredibly enviable task of following the SPCA, Philip. This is going to be gonna be fantastic.
I believe in her. I think she's up to it. And Leadership York is an incredible organization that we love talking about. Wilda, you, like the SPCA, Leadership York has been participating in Give Local York all 7 years.
Yes.
You're an OG participant for Give Local, which we love. I think every conversation you and I have during Give Local is really about the York community and the spirit of philanthropy. And I know it's super important for you because many of the peers, even in this room right now, have gone through Leadership York and has elevated themselves to being a part of Leadership York's culture. So talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about Give Local's impact for Leadership York.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, the joke, who wants to follow Steven and a dog? We always joked, we don't have puppies and we don't have babies. But looking here, like you said in the room here, not only Steven, but also Brian with United Way, Sandy with Typical Life, JJ, Megan, Kate, the list goes on and on of the number of people that Leadership York has impacted. We're celebrating our 45th anniversary this year, and looking at the community, it's hard pressed to find initiatives and things that are happening here where our alumni are not involved. Very inspiring to lead this organization. Give Day is great for us as well, as a nonprofit providing community leadership.
Almost $10,000 raised so far today.
Yep. We're trying to lead the way to 25K and 250 donors. So that's huge for Leadership York. But you really bringing, the one thing that we love about Give Local York is bringing all the nonprofit community together. That's what Leadership York is here for. We're here to strengthen the nonprofit community. Give Local is one of the many ways that help our nonprofits help them succeed in their mission. So for Leadership York, it's huge for us. We are a small but mighty team. We do a lot. There's not a lot of us doing it. So Give Local helps us with our fundraising efforts. It helps us to mass reach our alumni. We have over 4,400 alumni now out in the community serving.
I love that. And even I'm on your Give Local York profile, which we'll talk about here in a second, but even in the cover, Chad Myers, new Director of Philanthropy at the SPCA, Leadership York alum. So talk about, we've got a $5 giving level, $45, $100, $250. What these funds that are obtained via Give Local, how important is that for your overall budget and being able to execute the work that you do throughout the year?
Extremely important. Our tuition we try to keep affordable, especially for our nonprofit services like our customized board training, Nonprofit Leadership Academy, because we understand that nonprofits are operating on a limited budget. The other thing that are the funds that we raise help do are provide scholarships to individuals who can't afford to go through our leadership training program or need a help with a scholarship for any of our programs, really. So those dollars are hugely impactful for people and nonprofits in our community.
That's awesome. And we'll wrap up here in a second, but I wanted to, real quick, if you're following along at home, right now during the lunch hour, 12 to 1 p.m., all gifts to Leadership York up to $50 will be matched by Sides Wealth Advisory Group until the $500 match pool has been depleted. So great time to give right now. And then also Leadership York Board Happier Hour, 5 to 6 p.m. So every donation up to $100 doubled to double the joy, and that's up to $1,500. Look at these people here.
Yay, Leadership York!
What an exciting moment.
Proud alumni.
Shout out to everybody at Leadership York. Leadership York also part of the United Way of York County and York County Community Foundation stretch pools. Debbie Best chiming in. Yeah. Debbie, so grateful for Leadership York. Rita Whitney, Mentorship York class of 2017. Hey, all of you people in the comments right now,
yes,
go donate right now. GiveLocalYork.org, search for Leadership York. Wilda, thank you so much. Before you go,
yes,
quick shout out, nonprofit, who are you donating to today? Obviously there's a bunch, but one shout out.
One shout out. Wow. Okay, that's hard to do. But I'm going to say the Rotary Club of York because I'm president next year.
Great.
So I feel like I would get shamed out of the club if I did not promote that.
Yeah. Aaron would be, yeah.
Not that it's also not a very worthy cause in helping to improve the lives of the youth in the city. Also, just very quickly, I want. Brian and I actually met in LTP 2009 along with some great other individuals, and this is 15 years since we met through leadership training program, and look at where we are now.
Look at where you are now. Talking to me.
Yeah, raising money, leading organizations.
Awesome. Thank you, Wilda, so much. We'll be back in just a second with more great nonprofit leaders.
All right, bringing the mics back up.
You're Brian, not Laura, right?
Correct, Laura.
All right, guys, we are back. Give Local York 2020, over $2 million raised, and we are rapid firing through the rest of the 12 o'clock hour. We are here with Brian Grimm, the president of the United Way of York County. Brian, how's it going, man?
It's going fantastic. My favorite day of the year.
It is your favorite day of the year.
Absolutely.
This is your first, well, at least our first conversation for Give Local with you wearing the President of the United Way hat.
Absolutely.
So first of all, thank you. Thank you for all that you've been doing. On the United Way profile, you've raised so far just shy of $8,000, 50% of your goal. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
I know that we have a lot of scholarship funds that we're working on here for Give Local. But let's take a step back, 20,000 feet, if we can just paint a broad stroke. People have seen the United Way logo, they know the United Way, but what is the United Way to York?
The United Way is we have a bold goal to bring 8,000 people to financial stability by 2033. This is going to be a community-wide event. We need everybody on board for this bold goal. It's going to take every one of us, and we're excited to get started on that work. We're in year 2 of this transition. There's a lot more to come here in the next 2 to 5 months, actually.
So we were talking when we were sitting outside here at beautiful WellSpan Park about the infant scholarship program. And you were saying, you know, obviously early childhood development is a passion of yours, something that you have been a champion of for years here in York. So talk to me a little bit about that infant scholarship program and how important that 0 to 2 years old is.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of scholarship opportunities for families to get money between birth to age 2, actually. And is by far the most expensive time to have a child. Anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 a year these families have to pay to be able to put their child into care so that they can go to work. Safe, secure care so they don't have to worry about that and be productive at work. Commonwealth totally, as a total Commonwealth, we lose about $6.6 billion a year because of child care issues. And this is our way to start to put the dollars back into the parents' pockets, get employers to have more employees, and really focus on the children having a good education and start to their career.
So if you're following along at home, if you have considered a donation to the United Way of York County, I would say do it today. PNC Early Childhood Match beginning at 7 a.m. All gifts up to $30 are triple matched until the $3,333 match pool is depleted. PNC believes that an investment in pre-K students makes good economic sense. So that's really just an incredible program that they've partnered with you on.
Yeah, thank you to PNC. They've been a big advocate for childcare for the longest time, and we're blessed to have them.
All right, now Brian, I know that you don't like the spotlight, so let's shift that to some of your favorite organizations, United Way partner organizations. What does the rest of your day look like? Who are you out there supporting?
So our $25,000 stretch pool dollars will go to partner agencies that are participating in Give Local today. So we're really excited to be able to provide that opportunity for them. As far as my personal favorites, I don't even want to get into it because the list goes on and on. You've already talked to a few of them. Olivia's House, Stephen and Wilda, Ron with the Children's Home of York. I don't know how I'm going to have any money left after today.
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah. Brian, thank you so much for all that you do and all that you will continue to do. United Way, great champions of philanthropy in York, and you yourself as well.
Absolutely.
So thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. You're doing great.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next? guys? We are back at it, and I'm excited. All morning I've spent having conversations with nonprofits that I'm familiar with, nonprofits I'm not familiar with. I'm excited to talk to Travis from Mount Olivet Cemetery. Travis, this is your second year participating in Give Local York. Tell me a little bit about your organization, what it is that you guys do. So I'm going to pull up your profile page here as well.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're a pre-Civil War nonprofit cemetery built in 1859. We are looking today to try to preserve the history of that cemetery, repairing stones, repairing roads, getting everything back up to snuff.
Just to paint a geographical picture for folks, you're in Hanover?
We're in South Hanover.
South Hanover, okay. Sorry, continue.
That's all right. We got about 60 acres, about half of that is historic, with a chapel on site. So that's what we're raising money for today, is the restoration of the historic grounds.
That's incredible. And talk to me a little bit, also offering free lots to veterans and special veteran events throughout the year.
Yeah. We have multiple events throughout the year. But yes, we offer a free veteran space with their DD 214, and then a discounted space for their spouses or children. It is a dedicated space where every year they do Memorial Day program. We do bike rides. And then we also participate in Wreaths Across America.
That's awesome. Before I let you go, I want to talk about the Pet Memorial Garden, but first, so there's an anonymous donor with a $5,000 matching funds for Give Local York, and that is going to specifically for the restoration.
For the restoration projects, yep.
That is awesome. So if people want to learn more, I assume you're always looking for volunteers as well. How can they follow along with what you guys are up to?
MountOlivetHanover.org, so that's MTOlivetHanover.org, or Google Mount Olivet Cemetery, Hanover, Pennsylvania. That'll bring it up too. And then also our Facebook page, and then Friends of Mount Olivet Facebook.
So tell me, the Pet Memorial Garden, are you working on that now, or it exists already?
That exists.
That's awesome.
Where if you want to have your pet buried in there, cremations or traditional, they can. Gives you a place to remember and visit. Beautiful part of the cemetery down there.
That's awesome. So just real quick, personally, how did you become involved with the organization? Obviously, you're very passionate about it.
About 6 months ago, a friend of mine that is on the board, she said, are you interested in a job working for a historic cemetery? And I said, yeah, absolutely. We'll give it a shot, see what happens. I was always interested in the history and the cemeteries, so it all just kind of came together. So
that's awesome, man. So that's MTOlivetHanover.org. Follow them on Facebook. If you're searching on GiveLocalYork.org, you can search for MOUNT, and they pop up right there, based in Hanover. Travis, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
You just got a $200 donation while we were having this conversation.
Amazing.
So there you go. Congratulations. Chris, I am back. I am talking to some of my favorite people, Chelsea and Helen from the Grotto Community Center. The Grotto, there's some organizations that year to year experience a lot of growth and a lot of activity. The Grotto is for sure one of them. You guys have been up to a bunch over the last year. We have a video which we will watch here in a second. But let's take a step back for people that may be unfamiliar with the Grotto and the work that you do here in the York City community. What is the Grotto?
Yeah, so we are a contemporary nonprofit co-working space, but we're here to kind of like be the delta between people wanting to get out of their homes and working, or trying something new, and like their next big steps. So really we're focused on artist success, entrepreneur success, nonprofit organizations, and being a space and resource for them.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the new location move, and then Helen, I don't know if you want to talk about some of the programming that we have going on, but update us on the location and what that goal looks like for you guys.
Yeah, so we are currently doing it in phases. Our first phase will be 7 new offices that'll be opening in July. So that's super exciting. From there, we'll be working into artist spaces, and then eventually like the heart of the new grotto, which is the tall 4-story building. So and throughout time, hopefully we'll be there fully in spring of this next year, 2025.
Spring of 2025.
Philip, I'm just going to jump in here real quick just to acknowledge the Grotto super duper fans that are
so many.
flooding the Facebook comments right now, unlike anything else I've seen.
We bring the hype.
We got Wit, Go Grotto. We got Zach Ward, Grotto Rules with a Z.
Nice.
Timmons, ask about how popular the sound booth is.
Yeah.
Alyssa is a member of the Grotto gang, as you guys are. And then, so Helen, can you tell me what fun stuff the Grotto has cooking today?
Yes.
I know you guys are all about Give Local York.
Yes. So today, actually at our new building, which is 15 East Philadelphia Street, right? Yeah. We have a concert with The Shake Up and also Justin from Aortic Valve. It's kind of music, but it's also an installation of sorts. It seems to be very edgy. So it's sliding scale tickets, suggested donation $10. If you bring an alarm clock with a red face, Justin will match your gift. So
that is incredibly specific.
Very random. I feel like he needs it for something, but that's fine. We'll allow it. So we have the concert tonight. We currently have a watch party happening at the Grotto, which is why those comments are lit up. We do have giveaways happening. If you donate today, you're entered in a raffle for a 3-month membership, whether that's on our main floor or up in the photo studio for more creative people. What else do we have going on today?
We've got, I know, just
free co-working.
Free co-working today from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
The Grotto board is matching donations up to $555. So if you're following along at home, e.g. photography, woohoo, Grotto. Nice. If you're following along at home, if you're considering a donation to the Grotto, that 2 to 3 p.m. hour is a great time to do it. The second best time to do it is right now. So go ahead and do that. Real quick, these stats are incredible. And Chelsea, if you can, seriously blowing my mind, over 900 individuals have joined to co-work, collaborate, innovate, and then over 600 adult students gaining skills through some of your programs and workshops. So what does that look? That's incredible.
Yeah. So every month we have consistent programming from figure drawing to knowledge shares, and what it is it has created that community that comes consistently, and that consistency and community is just growing. There are a lot of days where we feel the pinch of how tight our space is right now, and really looking forward to the new space. But yeah, those, like last year we had almost 70 individual events. Those things are like really the pulse of the space, as well as our members who are there to work. So it's
Many of
exciting.
them, Skylar Yost, Chelsea blows all of our minds. It's true. It's really true. Well, so I think what we'll do, we'll probably just end with your video because I know the video is going to be great. Cool. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for bringing me, if you're watching at the watch party, Chelsea did bring me a cookie.
We know how to treat them right. We know how to treat them right.
That cookie is as big as my head in that shot. Chris got one too. I like that. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Have a great time tonight. I hope that you're buried in alarm clocks later. It's going to be a great time. But we'll end with your video. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Grotto is my place to try new things, like the writer's exhibit.
The Grotto is my studio space.
The Grotto is my place to create.
For me, the Grotto is my safe space.
The Grotto is my gallery.
The Grotto is my human connection.
The Grotto is my flex. The Grotto is not my house, but it is where my business lives. The Grotto is the future home of my programs, including York Story Slam and Pechacucha Night York.
The Grotto is my community space.
Yeah, you oddly put it in the exact same spot too.
Well, that's who we are.
Welcome back to WellSpan Park. It's Chris Strutt, the Giving Day guy, wrapping up the 12 p.m. hour with one more guest organization here. It's the Typical Life Corporation. So, Philip, take it away.
Can I say the 12 o'clock hour has been great. I don't think I've stopped smiling or laughing this entire time. So that has been awesome. So Typical Life Corporation, when I saw that have you been on the live stream with me before in years past? This is the first year. I was very excited to see that you were going to be here. So I'm joined by Sandy and Tiffany of Typical Life. Typical Life has been participating in Give Local York for at least 6 years. Thank you so much for all of your support and being involved. For people at home that may not be familiar with Typical Life Corporation, I guarantee they have seen your signs and your logo. But tell us about Typical Life and your impact in your community.
Sure. Okay, so for the past 25 years, Typical Life Corporation has been providing residential and day opportunities to neurodiverse adults throughout York and Adams County. Our approach is really to recognize the unique individuality of everybody receiving supports and helping them to develop a plan for really living their best life.
I love that, living their best life. I love that.
So in our day options, programming involves both community and centered-based supports, where we're working on learning new skills for greater independence, seeking out volunteer opportunities, maybe becoming gainfully employed, or really focusing on something you're really passionate about and developing a micro business around that opportunity.
Yeah, and that I'm looking at if you go to givelocalyork.org, search for Typical Life, you can see their profile, $10,000 goal. You're 25% of the way there, which is awesome. But I love your donation levels. So yeah, Tiffany, if you can talk to me a little bit, let's start at that $300 level, invest in a micro business, providing supplies and tools for a budding business at Typical Life. What does that look like for your folks?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we're really starting to kind of branch into the avenue of. But any of the passions that some of our individuals might have, whether that's crocheting or making art, it could be a number of different things that we want to be able to help support them and provide that assistance so that they can be as successful as they want to be.
I love that. And then, at the $50 level, providing supplies for some of the events that you do, the programmatic events that you do throughout the year, paint nights, trunk or treat. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that, because I'm sure that events like those absolutely help build up the culture and the community surrounding Typical Life.
They really do. Like that, those events really are not only for our staff, but also for our individuals, right? It's really what it's all about, and coming together as a community. And then also branching out into our community members as well, right? So as much as we have our own little tight-knit family, the whole point of it is to reach out to other fellow community members, other nonprofits, and pulling them in and getting our name out there of all the good things that we do.
So at the $200 level, it's about promoting independence. And one of the things that you noted was toaster ovens. So in that case, you were purchasing these things and giving them the ability to have, just create independence in their own homes. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yes. So like any type of, if they would need a wheelchair accessible stove or something like that, appliance-wise, it just allows people to be as independent as possible in our residential homes. And it allows them to do and thrive on things that they maybe want to achieve in life.
I love that. Now, Sandy, I can see you guys are part of the Memorial Health Fund stretch pool for Give Local. You've got a lot of your team members. It looks like they're doing fundraisers. Janelle, $175. Tiffany is at $300. Amanda Berg down there. How important is Give Local for the organization, for your employees, for your team? It's a great day to make connections in York, and you've been doing it for at least 6 years. What does Give Local mean for Typical Life?
It's incredibly important for us. We do truly understand that the community resources that we receive are really a big part of why we are successful and how we do become successful. Without partnerships in the community, we really wouldn't be able to really provide all the services that we provide, and then to start expanding on them, like Tiffany was talking about, the greater independence and our focus on trying to create a smart home as people are leaning into being more independent. So there's a lot of opportunities here for us at Give Local York, and any donation we get will be really, really well received. We are good stewards of our money, and we really appreciate everybody who wants to give to us today.
I love it. If people want to find out more about Typical Life, first recommendation, givelocalyork.org, search for Typical Life. But outside of Give Local, what's the best way to learn about what you guys are up to?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at our new website, we just recently have been working with our York Media on updating that. So that's been absolutely fantastic. So please take time to go take a look at our new website. We also, obviously, social media, Facebook, Instagram. We post regularly on any events that maybe we're having coming up or things like that that you could actively be a part of.
The website's great. I was going to shout out to Rebecca and Will if they had not yet donated, but they did donate already too. So I can't. Good job, Rebecca. It's a great job. You're just the best. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Are you doing anything fun and exciting for the rest of Give Local?
So we're always doing something fun and exciting, but definitely come by, stop by today. We're going to be on the corner of Beaver and I believe Philadelphia,
Nice.
right across from White Rose Bar and Grill. We're going to have a big, large Jenga set up. Come by, say hi. We would love to see you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sandy, Tiffany, Janelle. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your
Thank
day.
you.
Good luck. $2,500 raised so far. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Chris.
Give Local York 2024 is made possible by the support of our generous sponsors. Our Give Local York host is the White Rose Leadership Institute. Our presenting sponsor is Giant. Our Stretch Pool supporters include the Arthur J. and Lee R. Glatfelder Foundation, Pulo Family Fund, Glatfelder Insurance Group, United Way of York County, Cultural Alliance, York County Community Foundation, Memorial Health Fund, Stewart Companies, M&T Bank, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Rogers & Associates, Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, Republic Services, UPMC, PNC, and Utz Brands. Our Big Give Party sponsor is Rock Commercial Real Estate. Our Stephanie Seton Scholarship sponsor is White Rose Credit Union. Our kickoff and finale sponsor is WellSpan Health. Our event sponsors include the Yorktown Hotel, Powder Mill Foundation, People's Bank, Wagman, McConkey, Highmark, Univest, CGA Law Firm, Shipley Energy, Graham Group, and Walmart. Our prize sponsors include Fulton Bank, Pennsylvania College of Art and Design, Explore York, First Capital Federal Credit Union, CS Davidson Inc., York Revolution, Members First FCU, Dacio, People's Bank, ACNB Bank, York County Community Foundation, Grit, SEC CPAs and Advisors, Steve and Jen Tansey, Southwire, Financial Advisor Group, Wagman, CNS Wholesale Grocers, CGA Law Firm, OSS Health, Core Design Group, Working Progress, Highwire Improv, and Jonathan M. Desmaris. Our media partners include Fox 43, Warm 103.3, ABC 27 WHTM, News Talk 93.9, 96.1 SOX, and the York Daily Record. Our event partners include RKL, Lamar, To the T Outfitters, and Snap Communications, I Am Here LLC, Weary Arts Group, and Assorted Studios.